Capricorn, how you doing? Okay, so Steve's trying to go into chill mode. The hard sun. So I hope you watched the intro that I've just put up. If not, it's an intro to a video that I made that I'm going to do a section on very soon, hopefully. How to release the darkness. And it's the hard sun, the hard lesson. You know, through retrograde, people probably experience a lot of probably ships coming back to hopefully raise the Titanic, right? And it could raise the vibration of your, well, it should raise your vibration of your intuition. I always say that a past relationship, if it was broken, it should stay in the past, and that's why it's history, you know. But people are put to the test during retrograde. So let's see, Capricorn. So this is for your last half of March. First half will be here. The second half, as usual, will be over on Vimeo. All the links are in the description for you to follow that. I think it's something like $2.50 or something. It's not a lot. Or you can buy the whole folder for £15, whatever that is in dollars. But that gives you like 3-4 month access to the whole thing. If you're interested in Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or keeping up with things that I put in there. But let's see. So over on the other side, I will hopefully also, depending on how confusing the reading is, but I'll gain more clarity when I start to clarify over on Vimeo. But I might do a section with these cards on how the other person thinks and feels and how they're viewing the situation. And I'll try and break it down a little more for you the best I can without taking up too much of your time. Could be something to do with Cancer, maybe. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Sorry. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for the last half of March. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for the last half of March. So, waiting. I always pick this card up as waiting. I always pick this card up as that you have an attachment that's still behind you. You have something that should be locked in, but that's what's making you wait or making them wait. Wanting to take a new direction, but there's still something behind a past action that somebody's either taken or given. You know, every action has a reaction and a response time to an action that makes someone wait for something. So you're wanting to actually move away, or they are, but it's taking time, which is Mercury which is retrograde, Pisces retrograde, right? So things probably slow down. You know, being an actual Pisces myself and having Pisces in the 5th, you know, a little bit of a tip. Always go to your 5th house, you know. Always go to your 5th house. That's the passion and the creation and the love, you know. That's why I come up with intros and music. Okay. So, I'm going to take the ones that are facing up, okay. Sunny side up. It's a hard sun. It's a hard lesson. This is someone feels separated because of, I mean, this has got to be, I don't beat around the bush, you know, this is a third party situation, obviously. It's to do with family. It's to do with fearing abandonment. No communication. Well, communication in life is key, you know. Can't avoid karma. Karma comes back around, meaning that if you try to avoid it, it doesn't matter how much you try to avoid, it will show up at some point, okay. It will show up at some point as a lesson of where we can have the same people kind of return of the Mac. Or you can kind of have another lesson where someone returns because you didn't learn anything, and then you realise that you're very codependent still and that you don't have great communication skills probably, okay. Communication, the most important card in the deck to me is the 8 of Wands, you know, it is. It's not a major arcana, but it's how we connect with everybody because there is no people in that card. In order to learn how to grow your intuition, that's the one thing that you always have to be able to do, is to communicate with people. When you do, you realise a lot about yourself as one energy of what we go over in certain segments that I do, teaching people, hopefully. But someone feels completely confused and trapped, stuck. You've got decision and a three-party kind of decision. So they're both decision. This is reconciliation within somebody that can't make up their mind. Something to do with probably children or fearing that someone's going to run out on them. But there's some kind of closure that needs to happen because they're all fixed signs within the world. So somebody could have fixed signs within their chart. And it can be a very stubborn energy. It can be a very stubborn energy maybe, But it doesn't have to be. But there's no resolve. You could have energy vampires around you. So it leads to fearing, where the soul cries out for something, but it doesn't know what it's crying out for, So when your soul cries out for something, what is it that it's actually crying out for? A specific person that has a label, an attachment to their appearance, or their pride, or their ego, how they look, how they are. What do they have? What do they have? Do they have enough money? Do they not have enough money? Do they have an apartment or a house? Okay. So you're trying to crack the ego. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Things from the past that keep you in an array, you're in Z ship. You can't look at things straight away as a ship. You have to have communication first. When communication's blocked because there is none, then you form a block. So someone tries to avoid the elephant. It can never be avoided. It has to be dealt with. If it doesn't, it comes back around to teach you a lesson of why you needed to avoid something. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus for the last half of March. So it requires healing from a third party. I don't understand parties because this is like a tea party. This is like Cinderella's three-party tea party. This is like silly behaviour. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising on Venus. Who's the most important person in your life? Is it an Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus? Or is it a Virgo? Someone's at a very low vibration. This is healing. This is not wish fulfillment. This is a wish to actually heal. Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. So you've got an ending. Somebody has wish fulfillment around them. Two of Cups, the metaphysical connection of choice. Doesn't mean that it has to be a life partner. This can be a life partner, but it's not in really. It's because any kind of partnership needs work. If it's broken and you fix it and you break it and you fix it and you break it and you fix it, then you realise that you're probably Noah's Ark and that you're trying to save the world. And, so you have communication, but this could be the breaking down of the ego. The breaking down of the ego. This is a reflection through pretty much somebody's thrown a mirror between you and someone else, and that's why they're avoiding, you're avoiding, they're avoiding, probably the other party's avoiding. They're avoiding them, you're avoiding the issue. There's no this is a lesson because of someone's thrown a mirror of blame. Blame, you only blame yourself, You can't blame people for not wanting you or wanting you, You also have someone that's very stern, very intellectual. King of Swords. You have Aries. So okay, these two cards together can be manipulation and control. Doesn't have to be an Aries, doesn't have to be, can just be in their chart. Doesn't have to be an air sign. You've got Aquarius around, so you've got a guide around, but these two energies together are a lot of force and control also. Depends how it's clarified, but that's like a power play of intelligence, trying to crack the mind of something very strong. It doesn't mean that my three-party tea party is strong. It kind of means that people are kind of trying to use power plays against one another, you know, because these are strategic moves, because somebody has options, choosing. This is putting someone on a pedestal, man. It's like Seven of Cups. It's like, hold on a minute, which one do I choose? Really? So you get that, an ending, you know, pretty much, because this is like a power play. Someone's trying to choose between an Aries, an air sign, or an Aquarius, or water sign, fire sign also. You've got a completion. So someone's trying to complete something and heal and make a new start, but also end one thing but make a new start with. This is the Two of Cups, right, is something fresh and new. Fresh and new. It doesn't mean an old person in my book. It means that there is something new that needs to start. There is something that needs to end for a new beginning. Now, you can go around in cycles as much as you want with the past ship that's kept you late up at night, indecision and worrying and fearing abandonment, and then healing and not healing, and then endings. Or on any side of any kind of ship or angle of anything, someone does have somebody new around them. Should have. Meaning that once it's closed, there should be an ending with one and a beginning with someone new. New. Because these two characters here are like old energy. Okay? Someone could be older, but also very wise and intelligent. That doesn't play games. Aligning, finding alignment. You know, I want to know what these two characters are here for over on Vimeo, because this is like a healer and also a guide that's being guided also, you know, but very powerful, strong. You know, if this is not a guide, it's just very like face off. They're both facing me. They're both facing me, but they're both looking out, as in like out, cut the shit sort of thing. I'm standing in my power and I'm standing in my power, and we're having a face off because someone has too many options and it's just ended. You've got a lot of sword energy, a lot of it. Okay, so that's the reading at the moment. I'm going to go over onto Vimeo. Like I said, it's very cheap over there to watch the rest of the reading, but I'm going to clarify it the best I can to see what I can make of this for you. Okay, and then I'll hopefully try to get round to doing some thoughts and feelings, but it depends on how it starts to clarify. You know, because you have third-party interference, and through finding out thoughts and feelings, it can be you, it can be them, and it can also be the other person involved also. Okay, but I'll see what happens over on Vimeo, but it's not very expensive. All right, guys, peace.